February 24, after President Biden chose not to do a pre-Super Bowl interview, Bob appeared on this program and set a lot of people's hair on fire by saying this.
This is Emperor's New Clothes stuff. If people aren't familiar with the fairy tale, the emperor was naked, no one wanted to say it, a little child was able to say it. This is common sense stuff. Of course, there are people who say, and this is the card they've been playing for a long time, yeah, we kind of know it's true, but don't say that. That will only help Donald Trump. Well, how feckless are the Democrats? If they realize that this guy could possibly lose to Trump, then get somebody else out there. You don't go into the Super Bowl with a quarterback who has a dead arm, or the 7th game of the World Series if people are more comfortable with me talking in sports terms. You don't do it. This is just so obvious.
Bob Costas, were you seeing something then that others were not seeing, or is it that you were willing to say it when others were not?
Yeah, I think it's the latter, and it only became more overwhelmingly obvious with the debate performance. And for those who say the definition of cognitive dissonance here is, oh, we're not going to toss him overboard because of one bad night, that one atrocious night was simply writ large what could be seen for years and years, that he is in serious decline. Nobody should be president when they're 85 or 86, including the ghost of Abraham Lincoln. But this guy is clearly in decline at this point. And part of the job, leaving aside whether he can do it for the next 4 years, is winning the job. And as you just laid out, that seems to be nearly impossible at this point. When they say, and many Democrats are still saying this, they lay out all the reasons why Donald Trump is loathsome and a threat to democracy, an existential threat, and then they say that's why we have to get behind Joe Biden. No, that's exactly why Joe Biden must be ushered out. As I said at that time, it was so obvious, said it to Abby Phillip last year on CNN. Biden had a chance to be seen by history as a statesman and a patriot. He spared the nation a second Trump term. He could have gone out in a gracious fashion. Now, we can no longer indulge his delusions. It's a shame. It's a kind of a Shakespearean tragedy, perhaps with him as King Lear and his wife as Lady Macbeth, but that's all secondary now. Precedent doesn't matter. Oh, he is the incumbent. He won all the votes in the primary because he had no opposition. These are desperate times, and they call for measures that are appropriate to the circumstances.
2 weeks before the debate was the Hollywood fundraiser. The Washington Post sort of went inside. I want to put something on the screen. Here's what they found about what took place at the fundraiser. Some attendees said it was even worse at the smaller receptions before Biden took the stage, greeting hundreds of supporters for grip and grin photos. The president stumbled over small talk and seemed frail, according to 6 attendees. For the high-level donors who were meeting the 81-year-old Biden for the first time, several said they found his decline shocking. It makes me wonder if there hadn't been the debate performance. Bob, if the debate had taken place in September, as was initially intended with the Commission on Presidential Debates, I don't know that we'd be even having this conversation, because all the people at that fundraiser, Clooney included, weren't speaking until the debate.
Yeah, and to me, and this is for the stick to sports crowd, this has been so overwhelmingly obvious for so long. You don't need a degree in public policy from Harvard to see it and to say it, if you're willing to say it, any more than you need a degree from MIT to say 2 + 2 is 4. And it makes you wonder whether we've been gaslit by the Democrats. The Republicans major in gaslighting everybody with Trump as their standard bearer. But this had to have been obvious to people surrounding the president, people who observed the president. Wouldn't it have been an act of patriotism, if that's not too overblown a word in this case, to lay that out before the American public? You know, look, Trump is a very vulnerable candidate. Against Hillary Clinton, who clearly was qualified but had some baggage and may have run a bad campaign, she was hamstrung a bit about going after the personal flaws, to be kind, of Donald Trump for reasons we need not list here. And here we have Joe Biden, who cannot say, as any other candidate could say, let's roll the tape on all of Trump's unhinged rallies where he seems to be a blithering buffoon, because then all the Republicans do is turn it around on all the gaffes and missteps and times when Biden seems to be wandering around in a fog. In sports, if your opponent has an obvious vulnerability, you you devise a strategy to exploit that vulnerability. Hey, this guy's wide
Bob,
open for a left hook. But wait a minute, the guy
Bob,
our guy can't throw a left hook. That's where we are.
give me the 30-second response to those who are watching and saying, didn't you see him last night in Detroit? Fiery and on top of his game. You would say what?
It doesn't change the basic calculus. It doesn't change it. You know, again, it's a shame. Biden's a decent man. We don't want to see it play out this way. We want to be respectful if we can.
Right.
But this has the feeling of somebody handing a participation trophy to a kid at a soccer match just because he didn't fall down. The bar is set so low that people applaud when he doesn't remind us yet again of how at this point he is not qualified to campaign and clearly is not qualified to finish 4 more years as president.
Thank you, Bob Costas. Appreciate your being here as always.